Here are 12 life settings that screw teens up, which means you're ruining your life before it even begins. Starting with number 1, phone distraction mode. Most young men will use your iPhone one of two ways without realizing that there is a third way that will double your productivity without ever being distracted. The first type of guy will use his phone as normal, allowing the phone to distract him. The second type of guy is the guy that actually tries, so he'll delete the apps that take most of his time, but let's be real, you'll always end up re-downloading them in the future. However, the third type of guy will use something called assistive access mode. This will allow you to use your phone without ever being distracted. So to do this, you will go into your settings, accessibility, and then assistive access. You're gonna tap to set up assistive access and then follow the steps, which will now allow you to use a simplified version of your iPhone with only the apps you actually want, making you much more productive. Number 2, procrastination mode. Look, you're not alone. According to research, 95% of people procrastinate. This is a good thing because it means that if you as a young guy can help overcome procrastination, you're already in the top 5%. Now, this research was published in Science Direct, and what they found is that the biggest reason for procrastination is that you do it because it comes without an immediate cost. Now, this is great because what they then found is that one of the best ways to overcome procrastination is for you to sit down and now list all the costs that involve every time you procrastinate. Let me give you an example of this. If you're, for example, putting off your homework or that project at work, I want you to sit down and start listing everything that it's costing you every day you procrastinate. This includes getting a worse grade, which leads to a lower GPA, which then leads to having trouble finding a good job, or landing a low-paying job, which will then lead to having more trouble attracting high-quality women, all because you're still in procrastination mode. Now, within seconds, you have now just turned off 2 bad settings in your life: phone distraction mode and procrastination mode. With just those 2, you're gonna feel like you have more time and energy. But there's still 10 more settings that are completely destroying your life. This moves on to number 3, easy access mode. Think about it. In the past, when you were hungry, you would have to get up, you would have to go out and hunt for your food, and then carry that back and cook it. Today, all you gotta do is pull out your phone and your favorite meal gets delivered to you in minutes. The only work you have to do is a click of a button. This is easy access mode, and it is ruining your life. So I'm gonna show you the 5 apps you need to delete and stop using, and the 5 habits you should replace them with. First, we have food delivery apps. I want you to replace that with you getting up and going to pick up your takeout. Second, we have taxi service apps. I want you to replace that with either walking or taking public transportation. Third, I want you to get rid of all dating apps and replace that with approaching women in real life. Fourth, I want you to replace your social media apps with reading apps to build better focus. And fifth, I want you to replace your wallet app with physical cash to avoid you overspending. Number 4 is power hungry mode. When your phone has all its applications open, it's in power hungry mode, causing your battery to drain that much faster. The same principle applies to your life. Those things that consume the most out of your life are what drains you and ruins you. For example, alcohol, drugs, social media, pornography, and video games. Now, I'm not telling you to eliminate these from your life, but it's important to realize that when you enter power hungry mode and you're doing all of these together, like you have them all open, you're gonna drain yourself and ruin your life. The best thing you can do is reduce them in moderation. Now, the difficult part is to do this when you have the peer pressure of your friends dragging you to do it even more. This is why I recommend to reaching out to somebody like today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Through BetterHelp, you will be connected to professionals who will help you navigate the social pressures you're facing, while also help you develop the skill sets you need to reduce these power-hungry habits. To learn more, you can go to betterhelp.com/mensfashion or click the link in the description. Number 5, Simp Mode. Most men will chase after women their whole life without realizing that the more they chase, the less interested the woman becomes in you. So, I'm gonna give you 5 rules for dating that will help you turn off Simp Mode. Rule 1, if a girl can't decide between you and another man, stop talking to her. Rule number 2, never drop your friends to hang out with your girl. Rule 3, never pay to see a girl naked, both in person or online. Rule 4, never look at a girl twice if you have no intentions of approaching her. And rule number 5, take her to a coffee date first before you ever buy her dinner. You start doing these, you will turn off Simp Mode immediately. This takes us to number 6, high power mode. When your phone has been running in high capacity all day long, you will likely switch it to low power mode to save on battery. Well, the exact same thing can be said about your energy. If you don't learn how to shut off high power mode into low power mode, you're going to burn out and ruining your life. So to switch off high power mode in your life, I need you to do 3 steps. First, be in nature. Then go on a walk while listening to your favorite music. Now, scientifically, all of these have been proven to reduce your stress level. When you combine them all at once, it becomes a powerful mechanism to turn off high power mode in your life and go into low power mode and conserve energy. Number 7, data roaming mode. You see, most men will roam through life without any purpose. And when men don't have purpose, it's so easy to lack motivation and turn to things like drugs, alcohol, and women. So I'm gonna show you a simple way to find purpose and turn off data roaming mode. To start, I want you to look at 5 things every young man should have. After I reveal this list to you, I want you to pick any of these, whichever one interests you the most that you also don't have. And I want you to start working towards it. And once you achieve it, I want you to replace it for another one that's in this list. So first, every guy should have at least $1,000 in savings. Second, every guy should have a part-time job. Third, every guy should have a BMI under 25. Fourth, every guy should have a GPA over a 3. Fifth, every guy should be able to do at least 40 push-ups. Now, when it comes to goals, it's all about accountability. And if you can't count on your friends, then use a service like BetterHelp. Because as soon as you talk about your goals with another person, especially somebody you can trust, somebody you feel safe with, you will now be held accountable because you've already said them out loud. And they can also help you keep you on track. So essentially, it's like having somebody in your corner 24/7. You can reach out whenever, whether it's through a video call, phone call, or through text message, whatever feels comfortable. And because they have thousands of therapists, you can always switch out therapists until you find somebody you truly feel good with. This takes us to number 8, silent mode. Men commit suicide more than women in 99% of the countries. One of the biggest reasons for this is that we're always on silent mode, meaning we don't even know how to talk about our problems. And this, as a young man, if you don't learn how to turn it off, will ruin your life. So I want you to sit down and write down everything that's annoying you with your family, with your teachers, with your relationships. Then I want you to make it a goal for you to bring up any of these issues with the people you have the issue with in the next 24 hours. Just doing that will help eliminate the drain that you feel of carrying these problems. And in the process, you'll become much healthier and happier. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Now, if you truly find it uncomfortable to confront your friends, your family, or your girl about any of the issues you face with, or simply just don't know how to approach it, again, this is where talking to a licensed therapist can really help you. Having somebody like this in your corner can help you think through these issues better and help you formulate them so you do know how to approach these people. Again, you guys want to check out BetterHelp, they're going to be linked down below. But by this point, you've already turned off smartphone mode, procrastination mode, easy access mode, power hungry mode, simp mode, high power mode, data roaming mode, and silent mode. You've turned off 8 terrible settings that most young guys will never figure out how to solve. But there are 4 last settings I need you to turn off before it's too late and you end up ruining your life. This takes us to number 9, isolation mode. According to research, 2/3 of men feel lonely, and as if no one really knows them. Now to fix this, you're gonna wanna join some sort of community that's dominated by men and are always looking to improve themselves. And the best places for this are sports teams, especially if you're in school. Now, according from a study from 2021, the most highly male-dominated sports in order are soccer, baseball, basketball, track and field, and in first place, football. But if you're not in school, or maybe you just don't like sports, you still need a community. And this is where it gets difficult. Finding a community of men so you no longer feel lonely. Till this day, I haven't been able to find one. And this leads me to something that I'm itching. I've been dying to share with you guys for a while because that's exactly what I want to build. A community where men no longer feel lonely and instead constantly improve themselves. Actually, that's what we've been building. Over the last 12 months, we've been working hard on something called the Institute, an online community where traditional learning in a classroom, it'll take a backseat over real life experience driven education. Now, the core offering here is a community where we can all come together and learn from around the world. Now, we're still working through this, and I'm gonna be very present in the community. As a matter of fact, every month there will be a lottery where a handful of guys within the community will come with me and go somewhere around the world to unique locations and experiences to learn new skill sets. And for 2024, what we have lined up, the first few members, we're gonna be taking you to the most advanced business, entrepreneurial focused locations like New York, Shanghai, Mumbai, and Tokyo. Now, if you're interested in this, again, more information is coming, but you wanna join a global movement of men that are no longer trying to progress by themselves alone, but instead together, bettering themselves. I'm gonna leave a link down below where you can subscribe to our newsletter because more information is coming and spots will be limited. This takes us to number 10, comparison mode. Comparing yourself to others. It's a great way to motivate yourself. The problem, however, is that most men will compare themselves to the best of the best. This is what leads them to feeling depressed. So here's how you change that. Instead of focusing on the achievements of the best guys in the world, I need you to start comparing yourself to the average for your age group. For example, if you're in school, I want you to go to a website called GPA Standards and see what standard or average is for your age group. If you want to compare yourself with physical fitness, you can go to Strength Standard. Find a workout and see what the average is for your specific weight class. This will provide you a more realistic goal to beat, and it will no longer drain you. Number 11, restricted mode. You see, the quality of a man is restricted by his body language. A man with poor body language, he's restricted. He's not gonna get much attention from women. However, a man with great body language, he turned restriction mode off and he's gonna get all the attention he's looking for. So here's how I want you to turn off restricted mode. First, stand up straight. Pull your shoulders back and down. Second, stand tall by raising your head almost as if somebody is pulling you up by a string. Third, look casual by leaning and putting most of your weight on one leg. Fourth, look confident by putting your arms on your hips like a Superman pose or behind your back. And fifth, always maintain direct eye contact and never look away. Number 12, hotspot mode. Think about it. When you have your hotspot turned on in your phone, you're basically sharing your data, your internet with all your friends. When you're in hotspot mode in your real life, all your friends are draining your energy. They always take and never give. Now, unlike all the other settings in this video, this is the one setting I actually want you to keep it on, but only with the right people. So I'm gonna give you a quick checklist of questions to know whether you should keep your friends around or not. First, if you ever buy your buddy food, do they offer to buy you food the next time? Next, do they ask you to hang out as much as you ask them to hang out? Do they come to your house as much as you come to their house? Build you up when you're around the girl they know you like? And do they ask about how you're doing as much as they talk about themselves? If you answered yes to 3 or more of these, then they're worth keeping around. 3 or less, turn hotspot mode off around those type of people. But if you listen to me and switch off all these 12 settings in your life, you're gonna be more successful than everybody else that doesn't even realize all these settings are ruining them.